usual, Linford's got a right mixed bag of records later, everything from reindeer racing to underwater kissing. But first, here's today's news round with Kate.
A sight for sore eyes, the dangers of the eclipse. Plus, who's taking over the hot seat from Jamie and Zoe? Hello, and first to the hidden dangers in this summer's total eclipse of the sun. Millions of people in Britain are hoping to catch a glimpse when the sun is covered by the moon in exactly a fortnight's time. But today the government's top doctors warned everyone, but especially children, that looking at the sun can cause blindness. Here's Matthew with more.
It could be the biggest natural event of the decade. For the first time in 70 years, a total eclipse will hit Britain. But today, doctors warned it has hidden dangers. These extra dark sunglasses, what shops in Britain are selling for the eclipse. They're meant to protect your eyes from the sun, but doctors and the government say even these aren't enough to stop the sun's rays hurting your sight. And the younger you are, the more at risk you are.
The problem is that if you look at it for even 5 seconds, the radiation from the sun can damage the back of the eye, and in worst case scenario can actually make you go blind, so it's not a great idea.
An eclipse happens when the moon gets in the way of the sun. In Cornwall, in southwest Britain, it will block out all the sun's rays. The further north you are, the more sun will show through. Whenever any of the sun shines through, it's dangerous to look at it, even with special glasses. Now, if you do want to go outside to watch the eclipse, you're going to need 2 bits of card like this. One's got a very small hole in it. Stand with your back to the sun and watch the image of the eclipse on the card. John and James, who both live in Cornwall, have had special lessons at school to teach them how to watch the eclipse.
They just say that it's dangerous for your eyes if the glasses that you're wearing just have one pinhole or scratch. It can totally ruin your eyes.
How do you feel that you can't actually look at the eclipse directly?
A bit upset, but you can still watch it on TV, and you can still sort of see a bit, all of it on the projection card.
No one wants to spoil the fun, but looking into the sky could make August the 11th memorable for all the wrong reasons.
In other news, 19 people have died and 2 are still missing after an adventure holiday in the Swiss Alps went tragically wrong. They were swept away by flash floods near the resort of Interlaken. Members of the group had been taking part in a sport called canyoning, which involves abseiling and swimming down river rapids and waterfalls. Investigators will now review whether the sport can be made safer. More of today's headlines. Conservationists say people are endangering the lives of some of Australia's giant turtles. They fear some species may become extinct because they're being caught in fishing nets or because of pollution. Scientists now plan to study how best to protect them. Scottish sprinter Dougie Walker has cleared his name after being accused of using a banned drug. The European 200 metres champion was suspended from international athletics earlier this year, but an investigation has now thrown out the accusations.
Touchdown, main gear touchdown for Colombia.
Success for the space shuttle Columbia. After a 5-day mission, it's touched down safely in America, and it's landed a place in the history books because Colonel Eileen Collins was at the controls, the first woman ever to command a spaceship. Now to big news for fans of Live and Kicking. It's finally been revealed who's taking over the hot seat from Zoe and Jamie. So who are the new faces you'll be waking up to every Saturday? We sent Lizo to meet them for an exclusive Newsround interview.
Studio 6 is, as I'm sure you'll know, the home of Live and Kicking. Now, after 3 years, Zoe and Jamie said goodbye to the show last April.
Thank you. Thank you. We've had a great time. It's been a great 3 years. Thanks very much for watching.
And since then, everyone's been dying to find out who the new presenters are. Well, we're in a BBC photo studio here, and they're right behind the screen, right here. And it's Steve Wilson from Studio 9 and a new face to CBBC, Emma Ledden. So while they're having their photos taken for newspapers and magazines, let's find out a little bit about them. Steve is 24 years old and a familiar face on CBBC. You'll recognise him from L&K Friday as well as Studio 9. His favourite colour is blue, and he loves mountain biking and curries. Emma's 21 years old, and you may recognise her from MTV. Her favourite colour is pink, and she loves swimming and Italian food. So, Steve, how excited are you about this job?
I can hardly put it into words, Lizo. I am so unbelievably excited. That's all I can say, just so excited.
Now, Emma, where were you when you first heard you'd got it?
Believe it or not, I was on a train. I just got off a plane from Dublin, and I got the call. I couldn't even sit down. This train full of people, and I was like, I need to get off, I need to scream, I need to do anything.
Now, what makes presenting Live in Kicking so special?
I think the best way that I can describe it is Jamie Theakston said it's the best job in telly, and he's done the Ozone where he meets pop stars, he's been to the Oscars where he meets all the film stars, and he says it's the best job, so I believe him. We've got to find that out yet as well.
But it looks fun. It really does look good fun.
Yeah, it's going to be excellent.
Oh, fantastic, can't wait. And you can see Steve and Emma in the new series of Live in Kicking at the end of September.
Yes, watch our first show, because if you miss it,
you miss out.
Well, you heard it here first, guys. This is Lizo Mazimba, reporting for Newsround with the new Live in Kicking team.
I'll be watching. And finally, one day you're watching Newsround, and the next you're playing football with Rio Ferdinand. Yes, answering a press pack assignment really can bring amazing results, as 12-year-old Ben Smith found out. He had the chance to go behind the scenes at a new footy mag, Goal, which hits the newsstands today.
I love reading about Newcastle United Football Club, but do we have to have all these football magazines and another? Well, let's go and find out. Goal is a brand new football magazine aimed at boys between 9 and 15, but of course girls can read it too.
We come up with the feature ideas. We decide if there's any players we want to interview. Some lucky people go meet the players, spend an afternoon with them. Others will come up with some quizzes, some competitions maybe.
It looks so 3D this. Where do you get the photos from?
These pictures come from picture libraries who have photographers that go to all the grounds, take pictures of the footballers, and then basically they'll send them in to me for me to have a look at and see which are the best ones to go in the magazine.
Rio Ferdinand will be on the front cover in the next magazine, and I got to interview him. Apart from Trim Park, what is your favourite ground?
Wembley. Because of this, I don't know, the home of football in it, so it's good. And you would play for England when you play there as well, so it's a good experience when you go there.
What do you feel about Manchester United not being in the FA Cup this season?
I think that's one less team for us to play, I think, so hopefully we won't be getting them along the way this time, but I don't know, as long as we do well in the FA Cup, I'm not really bothered about anyone else.
I had to help out on the photo shoot with Rio, but it's not all hard work. I think Goal could be top of the league, but it's got a lot of competition. It's got brilliant facts, but I think it needs more posters. This is Ben Smith reporting for Newsround in London.
And if you like the idea of that assignment, then remember, next time it really could be you. There's more on how to join the press pack on CFAX from page 510 and our website, of course. But that's it for today. Join me again tomorrow live at 5. Until then, goodbye.
I've got to just add my congratulations to Steve Wilson on his new job. We're all very proud.
And 1, 2.